Remember that time you created something special? A piece of art or sculpture maybe? An article you've written, or perhaps a presentation you made only to come back to it a few months later and then realize that you could have done things differently or better. Well, that's exactly what ASUS did with the ROG Phone 6 lineup. But did the company do better than its previous effort? To put it directly, should you get the new ROG Phone 6T series instead of a Snapdragon-based cousin? Stick around to hear our initial thoughts. ASUS announced the first gaming phone powered by Qualcomm's industry-leading Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 chipset, and the ROG Phone 6 Pro was the fastest Android device we've tested so far. It comfortably breached the 1 million mark in AnTuTu benchmark even without the Aeroactive Cooler 6 attached, smashing previous highs we recorded on devices based on the Snapdragon 888 Plus and Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 chips. Today, the company launched another ROG Phone 6 variant, but with a MediaTek Dimensity 9000 Plus platform instead of a Qualcomm one, hence the new model name. ASUS calls this new iteration the ROG Phone 6T series, which comprises the standard ROG Phone 6T and ROG Phone 6T Ultimate, the one we have here. Between the two new models, there isn't much of a difference design and performance-wise, as the two arrive in a space gray colorway with the familiar ROG Phone 6 aesthetic. They're also powered by a Dimensity 9000 Plus processor coupled with LPDDR5X RAM, UFS 3.1 storage, and a 6000 mAh battery that supports 65-watt fast charging. Additionally, both share a triple camera array at the back, 12-megapixel selfie camera, a 6.78-inch 165Hz AMOLED display, air-trigger ultrasonic sensors that can detect several gesture actions including taps and swipes, and an IPX4 rating for some splash resistance. As expected, the latest ROG phones offer dual USB-C ports for accessories and charging, and bring support for first-party ROG phone accessories sold separately, including the Kanai 3 gamepad that will transform your phone into a Nintendo Switch-like device in just a few steps. The ROG Phone 6T Ultimate, however, distinguishes itself with an ROG Vision PMOLED display on the rear, which you can customize in the Armoury Crate app. You can change the animation that plays when you unlock your phone, launch a game, turn on X mode, plug in a charger, or receive a call. You also have the option to create your own animation or graphic using the included editor, or choose from one of the many ROG Vision styles you can download from the built-in theme store. But the most notable and performance-related change comes in the form of the Aeroactive Portal, which is essentially a heat dissipation door that ASUS says was inspired by the design of its gaming laptops. This special door only opens when the Aeroactive Cooler 6 is connected to the device, and once it opens, ASUS claims that about 1 liter of cold air will be blown to the phone's heat dissipation fins per second. This ROG phone's one-of-a-kind cooling setup, which is working right now as you can see, has more than 50 components and can improve cooling efficiency up to 9 times. The hinge specifically is made with liquid metal die casting, greatly improving its durability and allowing it to survive at least 40,000 open and close cycles. ASUS says that it is so effective that you don't even have to plug in the Aeroactive cooler and enable frozen mode to reduce the phone's temperature by up to 10 degrees. You could just use the cooler's air cooling mode to achieve the same goal without the extra power draw. And for the moment you've been waiting for, how does MediaTek's latest and fastest 4nm chipset perform when it comes to benchmarks and gaming scenarios? Our initial tests show that it's either on a par with or slightly faster than the best Snapdragon processor out there, which is also present in the ROG Phone 6 and 6 Pro. It beats the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 in CPU-centric tests but delivers lower scores on the GPU front, specifically in 3D Mark's Wildlife Extreme benchmark. In AnTuTu and Geekbench, our unit achieved higher overall scores compared to the results we got from the ROG Phone 6 Pro we reviewed earlier. We also found that the Dimensity 9000 Plus is no slower than its Qualcomm-branded rival as far as gaming is concerned. Heavy games like Genshin Impact run at a solid 60 FPS with the graphics maxed out, with or without the Aeroactive Cooler 6 connected to the phone. You can likewise expect fluid gameplay in games like Tower of Fantasy, Diablo Immortal, and Streets of Rage 4 based on our testing. True to its ultimate gaming smartphone promise, the ROG Phone 6T Ultimate was able to max out all the games we were playing on our phones previously. Unlike its predecessors, the ASUS ROG Phone 6T Ultimate ideally needs to be paired with the right accessories to unlock its true gaming potential. One such add-on is the optional ROG Kanai 3 modular gamepad that now comes in this moonlight white color. You can either attach one or two controllers directly to the side of the phone, transforming it into a handheld gaming device. Alternatively, you can pair the gamepad wirelessly over Bluetooth while using the Aeroactive Cooler as a kickstand. Both options work great and allow you to map the controller inputs to touches on the display, even when playing games like Genshin Impact that don't support controller input for mobile. As for the display and cameras, they're pretty much holdovers from the Snapdragon version of the ROG Phone 6 series. Up front, there's a 6.78-inch non-LTPO AMOLED screen with FHD Plus resolution that runs up to 165 Hz and delivers 1200 nits of peak brightness. The rear camera array has 3 cameras, headlined by a 50-megapixel Sony IMX766 sensor that can record up to 8K footage at 24 FPS alongside dedicated ultrawide and macro options. A 12-megapixel selfie camera sits along the top bezel and produces natural-looking shots in portrait mode, although the rest of the camera app might be a bit bare bones for certain users. Based on what we've seen so far, the ASUS ROG Phone 6T Ultimate is deserving of its namesake. It's faster or just as fast as the Qualcomm-based ROG Phone 6 Pro we tested earlier. And if the performance does it well, the new Aeroactive Portal cooling system might be the kicker, especially if you plan on gaming while outdoors. If you ask us, the 6T Ultimate is a more appealing choice since we live in a warm climate and it can get hot in the Philippines during the summer season. Keep in mind that excessive heat affects performance, not only in terms of frame rates but also battery life, as exposure to overheating impacts your phone's components. And that's it for our preview of the ROG Phone 6T Ultimate. But stay tuned to our website, revu.com.ph, for more updates. Please do subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this one.